Dear Chosen One, here are 7 indications that your spiritual awakening has ended and you must activate your powers. It is not a coincidence that this message has reached you at this precise moment, Chosen One. This message was meant to reach you today. Everything will change for you when you hear this, because it marks the end of your awakening and the beginning of your true purpose. You have been on a journey of self-discovery, where you have been learning, growing, shedding illusions, and seeing beyond the surface of this world. However, the time for seeking has passed. The cosmos is urging you to accept your power. Put an end to the uncertainty and the waiting. Now is the moment. This is why you should pay attention if you've been experiencing a lack of calm, a feeling that something is changing within you, or the sensation that you're on the brink of something significant, but are unable to articulate it. Today, you are stepping through the threshold that separates your true self from your destiny. During the awakening process, many chosen ones become disoriented. Traveling is more important to them than getting there. They think the point is to keep looking for clues and evidence until they find it. The truth, though, is this: no one tells you this. The purpose of awakening was never to remain perpetual. Just open your eyes. That's all it is, the initiation. Now that you've opened your eyes, what's the next step? Motive, influence, and control. You are already well versed in the subject matter. Illusions no longer affect you. You have already detached yourself. You have already broken the bonds that bound your spirit to the shadows. If you don't put your newfound knowledge to use, then what was the point? Peruse your surroundings. Does it affect you? Everything is changing. There has been a dramatic shift in the flow of energy. War breaks out between light and darkness, and those who have been awakened are being summoned. Right this second, not in the future. How can you tell when your spiritual awakening has been fully realized? When is it the right moment to unleash your power? There are 7 surefire indicators, 7 ways the cosmos verifies that you're not merely awakening, at least you're conscious. Furthermore, there is no turning back once you become aware of these patterns in yourself. Allow me to ask you a question before we delve into them. Please type 222 immediately if you feel a profound inner pull and this message is speaking to your soul. The energy of enlightenment and divine power is contained in that number. And if this message speaks to you, it's because you're on the cusp of a major life shift. Signal to the cosmos that you are prepared. You can't call these 7 signs a minor adjustment. You can't deny them. They mark the end of your awakening and the beginning of your real mission once you've experienced them. However, you have been warned. After hearing them, you won't be able to ignore the reality. No amount of denial will excuse you from knowing exactly what to do next. Finally, the time has come. Now is the time. This is what your spirit has been waiting for. Are you prepared to be notified of the 7 signals? Okay, then I'll start. The first sign: the awakening to the new path. What a spiritual awakening is really all about. Your path to enlightenment, Chosen One, was always intended to lead somewhere else. Something much bigger was about to start. As far as most people are taught, enlightenment is the ultimate aim, that you will have arrived the moment you awaken. The biggest deception, though, is that very thing. Remembering your true identity was the moment of your awakening. It was as if a curtain had been drawn back to reveal reality. Underneath the surface of your ordinary life, you started to perceive the unseen powers, the spiritual conflict, and the deeper realities. The change was palpable. You had the impression that there was more going on. It was that emotion, that summons. A lot of the chosen ones don't know this, but awakening is just the beginning. Realizing one's own inherent goodness isn't the only goal of a spiritual awakening. In time, it will be proven true. To put into practice all that you have learned, to cease your pursuit and begin to live in harmony with your heavenly mission. Consider the moment you awoke for the first time. There was a definite sense of novelty about everything. Everything seemed to have changed. Your doubts permeated every aspect. You didn't feel connected to your past self. From people who didn't understand. From a society that seemed to sleep. You looked for solutions. You gorged yourself on wisdom from bygone ages, spiritual writings, profound teachings. Your thoughts grew, remembered by your spirit. You traversed the solitary route of enlightenment, peeling back the layers of an assumed persona, dissolving the false beliefs that have been imposed on you from the moment of your birth. That trip was essential. However, you have reached a turning point. You will eventually grow out of that stage. Being spiritually awakened is not a never-ending process of education. It marks the beginning of a journey towards a higher purpose, your sacred task. Many of the chosen ones become stuck at this point. Their quest continues. They refuse to stop checking for new indications, downloads, and confirmations. They fool themselves into thinking they'll be prepared when they merely study more, meditate for longer, or locate that one missing component. However, you are actually prepared. There was never any intention for awakening to be pleasant. Staying there was never in the plans. Its purpose was to shatter your fragile self and then piece you back together again into the person you were always destined to be. Have you truly come to terms with that? Do you now fully accept that your awakening served as a catalyst? The moment has come to put an end to consumption and begin production. We must now cease our inaction and take action. We did not rouse you simply so you could learn the truth. Your purpose in this world is what roused you from your slumber. Take charge of your life. The cosmos is ready, but it has no power to make you. No guardian angel, sage, or spiritual leader can open the door for you. No one else can make this decision for you. The choice to stand up is yours. Taking action is up to you. Now more than ever, the world is counting on you. Not anytime soon. Until you're ready, I'm afraid. Right now. With each passing moment, you have the opportunity to utilize your unique set of skills, insights, and light to inspire others, create a power shift, and fulfill your sacred mission. The question then becomes, what follows the end of a spiritual awakening? What you have learned takes on a life of its own when you embody it. Past the point of merely discussing abstract philosophical ideas, you now do more. You relish in them. Energy is no longer the only thing you can detect. What you say goes. Your perception has expanded beyond the realm of illusion. As you move through this world, it has no effect on you. Rock solid. Staying committed to your goal. And now is your chance to act if you are present, if you are paying attention, if this is a message that speaks to you deeply. Here we enter the next phase. Someone is contacting you. Is there a certain way to tell when your awakening is complete? That you are now completely alert, rather than merely awakening? There are 7 signs that cannot be ignored. If you have finished awakening and are prepared to use your abilities, there are 7 signs from the universe to let you know. Can you identify them now? The primary indicator. A sense of oneness with the cosmos has completely passed. If you were the chosen one in the beginning of your awakening, you might have felt trapped, as if you were straddling 2 realities. 2 realities collided, the one you had previously accepted and the one you had recently learned. Your doubts permeated every aspect. How lonely it was. Seeking connection, meaning, and something to cling to, you sought them out. However, things have changed now. No longer do I feel separated. Feeling like a bystander is something you've completely overcome. Now that you know you are one with the universe, you no longer need to seek the divine elsewhere. One of the most obvious indicators that you have reached full enlightenment is this. There is no longer any separation, no longer any sense that you are a mere soul floating aimlessly through space. Because you are already connected, you no longer see the need to seek it out. You carry the unwavering conviction that all things are interdependent with you as you navigate life. You are more than a cog in the cosmic wheel. You are the cosmos manifested as a human being. This insight alters the course of events. To reassure yourself that you are making the correct decisions, you may have sought out synchronicities and signs in the past. Signs are no longer necessary. You simply know. Through you, the universe communicates, not only with you. You have complete faith that you are always led to the right place, so you never feel the urge to seek advice. At all times, you are permeated with the vitality of life. You find reflections of yourself in the sky, the trees, and the people you encounter. I no longer perceive the world as an adversary. Your thoughts are no longer controlled by your ego. You have come to realize that there is oneness with all things, including the divine, other people, and the earth. You may have doubted your place here, your direction, and your connection to something bigger in the past. All of a sudden, those uncertainties are gone. You are the universe having an existential experience, so you naturally feel at ease in the cosmos. Finally, the most potent component is this. Peace is yours when you know this. You give in to life's natural progression when you cease to feel distinct from it. You are not attached to the results. Transformation is something you embrace. The currents of fate do not resist you. Rather, you follow their lead. Divine timing is something you trust. Realizing that everything is happening precisely as it should, you give in to the innate cycles of life. This in no way implies that everything will be ideal. There will be obstacles. New challenges keep cropping up. Yet you avoid conflict by not engaging with them. Problems are no longer seen by you as a form of punishment or chance. The world is unfolding as it should, and you know it. So what's going on with me now? You don't even bother to ask. What are you trying to teach me instead? Such a degree of self-awareness is unusual. Some people never stop seeking meaning in life, and they carry that sense of alienation with them throughout. But you, the chosen one, have entered the realm of ultimate reality. Distancing is not possible. It was never there. It was all a mental illusion. As a result, you will no longer feel the urge to exert any kind of pressure. Instead of chasing, you attract. Instead of resisting, you align. You have faith that you already possess all that you need. You carry yourself with poise, assurance, and beauty as a result of that. When you feel this way, it's a sign that your spiritual awakening has begun. The illusion of separation is no longer an issue for you. You have been found. Your quest is over. All that exists in harmony with you. It is time to move forward now that we know this. For what does it matter if you are no longer distinct? That everything around you is subject to your control. The meaning is that you create your reality through your ideas, emotions, and deeds. The significance of this goes far beyond what you could have ever dreamed. Are you prepared to assume that role of authority? After that, we can go to the next sign. The second sign. You can trust your gut instincts. You may have been asking yourself a lot of questions, chosen one, before you woke up. You might have questioned your choices, looked for approval from others, and been hesitant to listen to your own intuition. However, a significant change has occurred recently. No longer do you seek solutions from sources other than yourself. Eventually, you'll come to rely on your intuition, your inner voice, and your profound sense of knowing more than anything else. The key difference now is that you have faith in it. One of the most obvious indicators that you have reached full enlightenment is this. Intuition used to be something you might have compared to a whisper, soft, nebulous, and possibly untrustworthy. However, it is now crystal evident. This is powerful. A lot of people can hear it. It can't be denied. No longer will you have to beg for validation at every turn. You aren't the type to demand constant reassurance. Having faith in your gut instinct is all it takes. If you meet someone and feel an uneasy vibe, pay attention. You don't think twice when a chance arises, but you listen to your gut and pass it on. When a new direction presents itself, you listen to your heart and follow it wholeheartedly, regardless of whether it makes sense. The explanation for this is straightforward. Your reliance on rational thought has come to an end. You now understand that there are limitations to logic and that the mind is susceptible to programming, manipulation, and confusion. Nevertheless, gut feelings, we have a pure intuition. The higher self, the part of you that knows even before the mind can comprehend, speaks through it. You've also come a long way from treating your intuition as a mere emotion. Trusting yourself causes everything to fall into place, but ignoring that voice causes disasters, as you have witnessed time and time again. You can't deny the evidence. Everything changes when trust reaches this level. It dispels terror, no more second thoughts. With its help, you can navigate life's challenges with assurance and clarity. It is not necessary to engage in excessive analysis, compile lists of pros and cons, or solicit opinions from 10 separate individuals. Knowing is knowing. Your path isn't always smooth sailing because of this. That doesn't mean you won't face challenges with your choices sometimes. What it does imply, though, is that you trust yourself implicitly. Your highest self is now in harmony with you. You stop squandering time being undecided as a result of that. When the time is right, you take action. When your soul directs you to do something, you do it. What about the most stunning aspect? Everything starts to go smoothly. Because going with your gut means you're giving in to fate rather than fighting it. No longer are you attempting to impose things on yourself that aren't destined for you. You have left the land of dead ends behind you. A direct line to the cosmos is established by your intuition. Here is the divine communicating with you. It is the way your spirit moves through this world. When you stop doubting it or trying to ignore it, you enter a level of spiritual mastery that very few people ever achieve: full trust. The second indicator that you have fully awakened is this: you no longer look to anyone or anything else for guidance. You are now the solution. Without reservation or uncertainty, you have complete faith in yourself. You are prepared to tap into your heavenly power because of that. Are you prepared for the next indication? You will be able to see the full extent of your transformation. Okay then, success and financial prosperity are not rejected because of this. On the contrary, it signifies that you have liberated yourself from their control. You aren't just going after them anymore. Flowing freely, without attachment or desperation, you let them go. And as a result of this change, genuine prosperity starts to flow into your life with ease. You change your behavior once your monetary desires no longer dictate it. Stop judging yourself by the standards set by other people. You are no longer envious of other people's possessions. You quit worrying about pleasing people who don't care about you, following the latest trends, and proving your worth. Achieving contentment within oneself is the ultimate wealth. Finding and fulfilling your life's purpose is the key to achieving sustainable success. Genuine contentment is found within. A remarkable change has taken place. Materialism, egocentric pursuits, and insatiable craving power the world. However, you have escaped, chosen one. You perceive more than meets the eye. You have transcended into a more elevated realm. And this is why you can finally channel your efforts where they will do the most good. Now is the time to stop wasting time on irrelevant matters and concentrate on your mission. You are free to pursue your dreams without the burden of worldly wants. The third indication that you have reached full spiritual awakening is this: your life is no longer dictated by your material needs. Your every step is calculated. Your actions are prudent. You are free to live a life of plenty. Your energy can now soar, grow, and make a difference because of this. Are you prepared for the next indication? You will be able to see your personal growth in this one. The third sign: you are no longer governed by your material desires. There was a time, chosen one, when you were controlled by worldly possessions. Back when you thought material success, however you define it, was the be-all and end-all. These things were conditioned into you by society to be the means to your happiness, security, and fulfillment, so you pursued them. The truth has finally dawned on you. One of the most obvious indicators that you have reached full enlightenment is this: you are no longer governed by your material desires. That is not to say that you have no interest in the physical world at all. You haven't lost interest in material pleasures like abundance, comfort, or beauty. But now, they aren't the legal owner of you. You no longer believe that your value is contingent upon material goods, approval from others, or monetary gain. What you have is less important than who you are now. Everything has changed for you. You no longer seek validation, but instead radiate truth. You no longer chase success, but instead live in alignment. You may have let your material desires control your decisions prior to awakening. External rewards, such as money, luxury, or recognition, may have motivated you to pursue certain relationships, jobs, or opportunities. However, you have come to realize that these pursuits do not lead to genuine happiness. Their happiness is transitory, never lasting, and never enough to fill the heart. Alignment, not greed, now guides your decision-making. No longer do you inquire, what will make you the wealthiest? What will lead to my greatest personal development? You inquire instead, I want to know how I can be of service. What can I do to connect with my life's greater meaning? A profound sense of freedom is achieved by detaching oneself from materialism. Those crippling fears of loss, scarcity, and falling behind no longer have power over you. The universe will provide, you believe. Because you now know that everything that is meant for you will come to you in due time, you no longer hold on to things. You also start to perceive plenty in a different light. You no longer associate rich people with hoarding. Being able to give, share, and put one's resources to good use is, in your view, the essence of true abundance. Stuff like money and status become means to an end rather than an end in themselves. They are unable to control you anymore. Rather, you should use them intentionally, intelligently, and with purpose. The fourth sign, peace and solitude are now your companions. Beloved, there was a time when being alone made you feel uneasy, when there was a time when you felt like the world was empty, and when you were filled with uncertainty, sadness, and restlessness. To keep from being alone with your thoughts, you might have looked for things to occupy your time, like people, noise, or outside stimulation. But that was then. Now it's different. One of the strongest indicators that you have reached full enlightenment is this. There is tranquility for you in the solitude you have chosen. Having found something that most people never will, you no longer dread being alone. You are sufficient just by being here. You are no longer dependent on continual affirmation, continual companionship, or continual interaction with the outside world. You now know that being alone does not mean being lonely. Independence is strength. There, your spirit takes flight. It is where you connect with the divine. There was a time when the thought of isolation may have made you feel uneasy, but now you crave those moments of stillness. You keep them safe. You carefully protect your peace because you know how valuable it is. When you're alone, you can really hear your higher self speaking to you. You receive guidance from above when you remain silent. Finding peace allows you to refuel. You come together. You rise. Your social interactions will also change as a result of this change. You may have felt compelled to keep in touch out of habit or shame, endured toxic relationships, or pushed yourself into social situations that were no longer beneficial to you. All of that, though, has been released from you now. Energy that disturbs your serenity is no longer entertained. No one can make you make a connection. If you're lonely, you won't waste time having shallow conversations or engaging in pointless small talk. Rather, you are selective about the people you engage with. Before quantity, you prioritize depth. Instead of being in the company of people who don't share your values, you prefer to stand alone in your honesty. Also, you no longer seek out company out of a state of loneliness as a result of this. You have been healed. You have already achieved your goal. Additionally, at this time in your life, the people you let into your inner circle must enrich you, not deplete you. You haven't gone into seclusion just yet. Rejecting human connection is not the same thing. Actually, that's not true at all. You have developed a profound appreciation for connection. But now it won't hold you back. Feeling whole does not require continual engagement with other people. Being alone has become sufficient for you, and with it comes an unwavering calm. You are no longer fidgety. Things outside of yourself can no longer occupy your time. Being alone with your thoughts and energy makes you happy. You take pleasure in being alone. Being the chosen one is an incredibly powerful and rare thing. You change your movement style when you get to this level. People around you pick up on your aura of unassuming assurance, which they might not always put their finger on. People can feel your serenity. Your tranquility is readily apparent to them. Because you already belong to yourself, they see that you aren't desperate for approval, attention, or belonging. Let me tell you the truth. Quietness is a luxury that most people lack. They haven't reconciled with their own thoughts, so they can't be alone with themselves. Anything to divert their attention would help. They require background noise. But you, my dear, have surpassed that necessity. Within yourself, you have discovered a haven. When you reach this point, it signifies the completion of your spiritual awakening. You seek solace in being alone, and with that, you have achieved tranquility. You have stopped escaping your own shadow. You have stopped looking for happiness in other people or things. Within you lies an endless universe, and you have just found it. You are now ready for the next step as a result of this. Is it time for you to take your power to the next level? Now we can go on. The full extent of your awakening will be shown by the next indicator. The fifth sign. Many are drawn to you because they are in need of your light. If you are the chosen one, you may have felt an almost magnetic pull from others. Unknown reasons lead complete strangers to confide in you, seeking advice. When they need advice, solace, or the truth, your loved ones know they can come to you. You have a way of attracting even your most skeptic followers. This is deliberate. One of the most powerful indicators that you have reached full enlightenment is this. People can't help but be drawn to you now that you're shining brightly. You do not chase. You aren't looking for praise. No one can make you make a connection. Still, you seem to be steered toward the people who could use your positivity the most. People who are looking for something more profound and genuine seem to be gravitating toward you, as if the cosmos is orchestrating your presence. As a result of developing one's spirituality, this happens. A change in your frequency occurs upon complete awakening. You exude effortless vibrating energy because your vibration is at a higher frequency. You are not required to speak much. Doubt is not required of you. Just being here makes a statement. Everyone can feel it. Let them sense the tranquility that resides within you. Something about you stands out to them, and they don't always know how to describe it. They feel at ease around you because of your composed demeanor, quiet assurance, and air of wisdom. You unwittingly become a mentor, an example to follow, and a gentle reminder of something they don't fully grasp just yet. Just because someone comes to you doesn't mean they have to stay. Even though many will come to see your light, not everyone will be prepared to fully commit to their own. Some people will find solace in you, but they won't be open to personal development. Even though you inspire change in some people, they may be resistant to the transformations you bring about. You need to use your discernment here. You are not meant to be modest for people who aren't prepared to see your true light, even though you are meant to shine. Since your awakening, you have a sacred obligation to safeguard your energy. You have evolved into something more than a mere mortal traversing the globe. Transformed into a human, you are a force of energy. The cosmos is utilizing you for that reason. Everything is falling into place so that your very presence can awaken someone else. You are being guided to specific locations and paired with specific individuals. There is no load here. You don't have to impose this on them. The fact remains, the way your light works is so effortless and natural. Additionally, you will start to perceive a trend as individuals enter your life. Many of them wish there was more to life than meets the eye. Even if they have no idea what it is, they can't help but be drawn to you simply because you seem to know. A community of other awakened souls, each on their own divine path, will start to form around you. They will empathize with your struggles and help you grow spiritually rather than dragging you down. The size of your circle will decrease as you climb, but the depth of your connections will increase. The change has occurred. No longer are you disoriented, lost, or disconnected. You are no longer aimlessly meandering. You have transformed into the guiding light that others seek, just as you were once a beacon for yourself. When you reach this point, it signifies the completion of your spiritual awakening. The magnetic pull of your vitality, knowledge, and presence is undeniable. You are now experiencing more than just light. Your purpose is now more apparent than ever before, and you have become the source as a result. Are you prepared to dive headfirst into it? Next, we can proceed. You will be shown the extent of your awakening by the next sign. The sixth sign. You have the ability to discern truth from fiction. You were a part of a world where illusions ran the show before you woke up, chosen one. Things were presented to you, and you accepted them. What the world presented as truth, what people in charge told you, and what society told you all contributed to your belief system. However, the mask is no longer in place. This is one of the clearest indicators that you have reached the pinnacle of spiritual enlightenment. You have the ability to discern truth from fiction. You have become much more difficult to control. Things are no longer taken at face value anymore. You are wise and question everything, not because you are afraid. You have a keen sense of intuition and can detect when something doesn't add up. This realization is relevant in all parts of life. Some people are dishonester than others. When someone is trying to hide who they really are, it shows. Empty promises and misleading behavior no longer sway you. Because you can read people's minds before they even speak, they can't control you. However, this blessing is not limited to specific people. Everything around you is affected by it. You have the ability to discern social conditioning. you come to realize that a large portion of the world's reality is fabricated with the express purpose of lulling people to sleep, diverting their attention, and separating them from their agency. The media's claims of fact no longer hold any water with you. You can tell when stories are crafted to instill fear, when systems are set up to ensnare people, and when the masses are led astray by false illusions. Realizing this can be a burden as well as a release. Perhaps at first it seemed too much or even lonely. You had insight into things that others didn't, and you might have wished you could turn back the clock on some moments. However, you have now entered a state of acceptance. As far as you are aware, the truth is not designed to be pleasant. You will be liberated by it. Your ability to discern has greatly improved. Disputes with the visually impaired are now a waste of your time and energy. You shouldn't make someone see something they aren't prepared to see. Rather than that, you watch. You are a wise navigator who moves strategically and only associates with those who are honest. The way you live your life is also altered by this ability. Trends, superficial interests, and meaningless diversions no longer influence you. Seeking meaningless pursuits is not something you engage in. Things that don't matter don't deserve your time and effort. You are now able to see clearly. And as a result, your decisions are grounded in reality rather than fantasy. And what's even more impressive, because of this self-awareness, you no longer feel fear. Anxietyism is the world's tool for controlling humans. A fear of being left behind, feeling anxious about falling short, fear of being unloved, terror at what might be. However, what about you? Fear is no longer an issue for you. It is transparent to you. You understand that the purpose of instilling fear is to prevent individuals from asserting their power. You already have control over yourself, chosen one. There is no longer any control over you. Lie after lie cannot influence you anymore. So, you get the picture. You are impenetrable due to that. Your spiritual awakening has come to a full conclusion, as this signifies the sixth sign. Illusion is no longer a barrier for you. You have triumphed over dishonesty. Your life is now free of deceit. You are aligned only with truth, and because of that, your path is clear. There is now just a single remaining sign. The seventh sign. An urgent need to carry out your mission has been pressing on you. My beloved, there was a moment when you doubted your mission. A moment when you questioned your purpose in life, what you were supposed to be doing here. Your purpose in life in light of all you had learned. The moment has passed, though. You are being propelled forward by an inner force at this moment, indefensible power, the conviction that you must act on your purpose. You have reached the pinnacle of spiritual awakening, and this is the last and most powerful indication of it. Your purpose is now more than just a passing thought. The need to live it is so great that it feels divine. This is not a subtle call. It demands your attention. In all parts of your life it manifests. On your mind, embrace your feelings. Within you, at your core. Every morning, you might feel compelled to take your life to the next level. Being idle for long periods of time can make you feel agitated. An internal force, rather than an external force, may be pressing on you. There was a purpose for waking you up, and you know it. This is your cue to take action. Your life has been changed, shaped, and improved upon. For the greater good, not just for your own sake. Everything that used to divert your focus is now irrelevant. Spending time on pointless chatter, entertainment, or pursuits is not something you partake in. You have a burning desire to fulfill your destiny and become someone special. Various forms may manifest this calling. It could be a calling to help people, to heal them, or to instruct them. It could be a calling to go deeper into your creativity, take on a more leadership role, or join a cause that speaks to your values. Maybe you just need to leave your old life behind and dive headfirst into the unknown, letting the universe lead the way. The point remains the same regardless of its shape. Your previous behavior is no longer acceptable. You can't act as if you're ignorant of the facts. No longer can you bury your inner voice. You are prepared, and that is the most important thing. This degree of responsibility may have been terrifying to you in the past. There was a moment when you were uncertain of yourself and your abilities, and you drew back from taking charge. However, the terror has vanished. Naturally, you won't know everything. There might be a lot of unknowns ahead of you. You, however, are aware that progress is your destiny. You have been directed to your ideal location by the cosmos. It has provided you with the knowledge, insight, and experiences necessary to fulfill your purpose. You must now decide whether or not to respond to the summons. Your spiritual awakening has come to a close at this point. Finally, the time has come. Everything is ready to go. Here comes your mission. Can you commit completely? Leave a comment with the code 222 if this message hits home for you. Let the universe know. Prepare yourself. Your time has come. You are embarking on a sacred journey. It is time to unleash your abilities now, chosen one. Now, let's proceed. Put your abilities to work now. Your awakening was never intended to be the last stage, chosen one. All of that leading up to opening your eyes, dispelling illusions, preparing and transforming was it. However, we have moved past that stage. You have witnessed the reality. You have sensed the change. It is time to unleash your abilities now. You didn't come to life simply to be conscious. Insights, visions, and higher wisdom did not come to you simply because you sat with them. You were called to awaken the latent divine force within you so that you can take action, create, transform energies, guide, heal, manifest, and tap into your full potential. To put your abilities to use, though, is a mystery. Embracing your purpose without reservation is what it means. The days of patiently waiting for the right time to act are over. That you have been prepared all along, and there is no longer any need to wonder if you are ready. This very moment is the culmination of all the trials and tribulations you have endured along the way. If you want to harness your powers, you have to accept that you are a maker. I am now more than just someone who watches life unfold. I am a powerful actor in the world I envision. Now you know that your energy, thoughts, and words are more than just vibrations in the air. They are directives to the cosmos. What you focus on expands, what you believe in deepens, and what frequency you use to create your reality. Being naive is no longer an option. You must not anymore let uncertainty sap your strength. Finding out who you are was only one part of your spiritual awakening. It was all about reminiscing about your capabilities and how boundless they are. So where do you even start? Take complete responsibility of your energy first. Never again will you let your power dwindle due to insecurity, diversions, or worthless pursuits. You must move with intentionality. When you speak, speak with purpose. Communicate clearly when you take action. Make your future goals known with unwavering conviction. Hesitation elicits no response from the cosmos. Confidence makes it react. Conviction triggers its response. Secondly, make sure your frequency is secure. The road you're on will be confusing to some. Sure, some people just aren't destined to be by your side. Nonetheless, you must not let weaker vibrations impede your progress. You must not let yourself be drained of strength by negative people, poisonous surroundings, or outmoded beliefs. Remain steadfast in your brilliance. Boundaries must be established. If something isn't in harmony with your highest self, you should walk away from it. To do this, you must be very self-aware in your choices of ideas, feelings, and environment. Because at this point in time, you have achieved a level of power that you cannot tolerate any disrespect. Thirdly, make sure to speak up. All across the globe, selected individuals are being activated as the world begins to awaken. Your turn has come now. Use your gift now, whether it's teaching, creating, healing, leading, or inspiring. Refrain from being paralyzed by fear of criticism. The fear of failure should not prevent you from trying new things. When you take that first step, the universe will back you 100%. Trusting yourself is the last step. Put an end to uncertainty. Gone are the days of patiently awaiting further illumination. The signals are already manifesting themselves in you. You are well versed in this already. All the necessary ingredients are already within you. Your belief is the last remaining element. Because the truth is this: the world will endure the consequences of your lack of power. Someone out there could use your enthusiasm. Some people's spirits are pining for your direction. Your bravery in sharing your light will have a profound impact on many people's lives. So, chosen one, the moment has come. Finally, the time has come. You have entered the next stage of your journey. Get up, take a stand, continue ahead, realize your potential, embrace the opportunity that awaits you. Put 222 in the comment section immediately if this message touches your spirit. Let the universe know. You are taking charge of your life. The time for you to wait has passed. Prepare yourself, proceed now. Come up, do it now.